So, a lot of people are asking me where I got the notoriety to even be able to host a show here on that hashtag show. Well, before anything happened, I was originally cast for John Boyega's part of Finn on Force Awakens. Show it to him if you could. Yeah, that's me. That's me right on set, and that's what I got to do. But we had some kind of creative differences as far as me, the cast, director, crew, and even the people that just ran the lights. So they didn't let me stay on. And ultimately, we had to part ways. So with that being the case, as far as us having to leave, I landed myself here at that hashtag show. We've got a great show for you guys today. We've got Stephan, amazing cosplayer, and we also have Nathaniel from the Whovian Complex. They'll be sitting down on the couch with me talking about Doctor Who, because he still has a comic, and that counts. So, I'm Daniel Jerome. This is Comics on TV.
Don't blink. Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead. They are fast, faster than you could believe. Don't turn your back. Don't look away, and don't blink. Good luck.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Comics on TV, where we gather around with people and talk about nothing but comics on TV. We're here at Gallifrey ONE 2016. I know that sounds awkward, but that's where we are. And I'm here with two of my favorite doctors, actually, Nathaniel and Stephan. Gentlemen, please tell me why you guys are, well, some of the most prolific cosplayers right now at the moment. I mean, I know you're actors as well. And besides that, you're cosplayers. That's where a lot of people, well, at least some of our audience may know you from. So tell us why, how, and why should everyone continue to pay attention to you guys?
I can go first. So I think, first of all, my wife and I got into cosplay together, and it started as, like, trying to find things as a married couple that, like, we could have in common. Right. Not that, we try to be, we don't need to have everything in common, but it's nice to, like, have, and we certainly do have varied interests, but it's nice to have something that we can bond over. And then as far as, like, I love the hunt for, I'm also a collector of many things, and I like to be able to, like, go out and, like, find that thing, and so Doctor Who cosplay in particular, or, basically just live action cosplay in particular really speaks to me, because I can go out and I can, like, find the shirt someone's wearing or find the pants that someone's wearing, and not just, like, look like that character, but, like, really, like, nail what that character was wearing.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. I definitely understand that. And Nathaniel, yourself?
For myself, cosplay really just started out like an infectious drug that you just welcome into your life. You go to a convention and then you can't not just get that bug to, like, I love this. These are my people. I want to join with them. I have characters that I love and wish to portray. I've always wanted to be the Doctor. I've always wanted to be Spider-Man. I've always wanted to be the Green Power Ranger. I've always wanted to be this. Why am I not these people? Because I can be. So it's just, you get to dress up. It's fun. It's a hobby. Yeah. As long as you're doing it and you're having fun, it's fun. It's reiterating what I'm saying, but yeah, it's a great hobby. It's a great community. It's a great way to meet people and gain new friends. And the friends that I've gained in this community have just been spectacular, and it's amazing.
Well, now, in particular, concerning the cosplays that you guys are both wearing today, is any of it commissioned, or did you make any of it, or tell me the story about what and who you're wearing?
Who are you wearing? Well, I'm wearing Versace. No, this is almost 100% commissioned by a tailor in the UK. Actually, he's here this weekend as well, named Stephen Ricks. This costume in particular, I mean, he does great work on a lot of different pieces, but this costume in particular, at one point he was given pretty unfettered access to a screen-used Colin Baker coat.
Oh, wow.
And so he got to really kind of study the piece and dial in, and so this is sort of his masterpiece.
Wow, there's so much detail.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's not really commissioned is the boots are just a pair of green Docs, because it was like one of those things where you see the toe, and I could either spend like £600 to have replicas of the original ones commissioned, or I could spend $90 and go with the Docs. So and then this Disney pin, Marie from the Aristocats. This actually, Colin Baker wore a Marie pin in one of his serials. And Aristocats was also the first movie I saw in theaters as a kid, so I thought it would be cool. So this pose is actually kind of, more than anything, any part of this costume, this stupid pin took the longest to find, because it's a very, very particular pose of hers, and you always find them with like, it'll say Disneyland or like whatever underneath it, like attached to the pin, but just finding her pose. So like this ended up being like a 2004 reissue from Disneyland Paris, and so like it was just like it was something that I had. It took me like a year and a half to track this down. The rest of the costume was long finished before I found this dumb pin.
Well, not bad. And Nathaniel, what about you?
For myself, it's kind of a patchwork thing. This is just a costume ring I threw on there because, fortunately, the replica one that I had was thrown away by accident.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
By my wife.
Tragic
accident.
I don't know if you want to say that right on there.
No,
we're not here to break up happy homes, so let's not mention that.
No, we already moved past that point. The pants are actually screen accurate pants that I'm borrowing from my friend Alex Murphy. He has some great cosplays too. He's the Ginger Doctor on Instagram and various things. I'm just wearing my work boots because they're black boots. Haven't moved there yet. Just actually got this off of Alex today. It's one of the screen accurate the hoodies.
The hoodies?
Yeah, but it's for a different episode. It's good enough for me for this one though.
Perfect.
The shirt is surprisingly screen accurate too. This is probably the most screen accurate I've ever been at once.
You're pretty dialed in. Dialed in right now.
I'm saying.
Most of the stuff I have are alts and what's good. Okay. Anyway, this was from Label Lab a Label Lab shirt from House of Fraser, so it was screen accurate, and I was lucky enough to get one before they sold out. The coat is a Kenneth Cole reaction coat.
Really?
Yeah, it's off. Well, it was the shape. The part of it was off the rack, and then I had it tailored in on the side so it would bell out and fit me better. Had the sleeves pulled up, and had it relined to add the full lining and flare to it.
That is amazing. Like I love everything that I'm seeing, and it's like it gives me the cosplay bug, like you said. Yeah. But I don't know if I have the gumption to actually go ahead and do it because I'm mostly lazy, and also I'm doing this.
That's what commissioning is for, though.
Oh, well then that's what I'll do.
Paying for convenience.
But seeing that you are the 12th Doctor, I think it's fitting that we do go into what we actually thought about the most recent Doctor Who episode, which was the Christmas one. Actually, the entire season. How was it for you guys? How did you guys like it?
Personally, I have not loved an entire series of Doctor Who, like the season of Doctor Who, as much since the fourth one with Donna. I loved 10 and Donna's story arc the most out of the new Who series. And this most recent one just was great. It blew me away. There were still issues. There were still plot holes, things that you can always argue about and go back and forth, but I have not enjoyed it as much in a long time. And it was wonderful. I really liked it, and I have a lot of regard and respect for Peter as both an actor and a person himself. Right. He just brings so much to that role. The amount of control that man has with his face to just express everything on a dime is just it's a talent that is I don't think anyone can replicate. And Jenna too. She was an amazing actress. Mm-hmm. Whether you like Clara or dislike Clara, you can't disagree that her acting is just on point the vast majority of the time too.
I agree.
So what you're saying is you like Peter Capaldi.
I like Peter Capaldi.
Okay.
I like Jenna Coleman very much too.
I think so. Like with Series 8, the previous series, I had consistently got this feeling that Peter was a great doctor and he was just not getting the scripts.
Yes.
I mean, it was the same thing back in the day with Paul McGann and the movie,
That's right.
where he was an amazing doctor, but the script needed some work. So now with season 9, I think he was getting those scripts, and he was, and so we were finally seeing what really kind of taking the training wheels off of Peter and like seeing what he can actually do, and I think he nailed it. I mean,
Definitely.
as far as Clara's concerned, I'm not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan.
We all have.
I do like her a lot better with Peter Capaldi than I did with Matt Smith because I think they wrote.
Totally.
I think they wrote her very like too similar to the 11th Doctor, and
Yeah,
so it
very
was just
much
like
so.
two of the same character running around.
Right.
And then like she was a love interest for a while, and then not, and then like what and then so. But yeah, so I think now that he's finally like gotten the support under him, Peter's really doing very well.
And that brings up a good point. Like, I honestly think that Jenna and Peter's chemistry together was better than she had with Matt Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's what really drove the series was the fact that they can work so well and bounce off each other. So like an old bickering couple.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it was like they worked well. In some ways, they were mirrors to each other, and in other ways, they were large contrasts. But it worked properly. And I feel like it had to do with, once again, the scripts. The scripts were changing as far as how they were written and everything that was happening, fleshing out the characters even more than what we knew before. And that's what made it great. Now, going into that, character-wise, what do you think is going to happen with the characters moving forward? Going into, what we have for the new series coming up.
Well, it's going to be a long time till we get a new series. That's one thing.
True. But in that meantime, that's when we get to speculate. So it's like, what do you guys have? Any speculations?
I'm not sure what's going to happen with Clara, especially with Moffat going off and doing his own thing. He's I forget the name from Broadchurch, but he's coming in. Yeah, he's going to be coming in. So I don't know what's going to happen with Clara. I'd like to see a return at some point because that is a completely open storyline with her and with Lady Me. And as far with the Doctor, I really don't know. I'd like to see him alone for a while,
right? And
just actually trying to work on himself as a person. Just work on himself because he's always had these companions that keep him in check. Okay. And now that he's come to a place where he's it seems like he's okay that he lost Clara because he forgot her but didn't forget her. Maybe he can actually do something on his own and go from there. I don't know.
Okay, it's not bad.
Well, it always works. It always works out so well when he's on his own, right?
That's very true.
I saw you just shaking your head, saying no. Like when we were talking about Clara, you were just sitting there like, this is all rubbish. Like
no,
that's why he has to work on it.
No, I was upset that not feelings for the character aside, I was upset that when they didn't. Just for once, I want someone in the Moffat storyline to die for real. Like I want death to be like an actual thing. Like,
okay.
It's just death has been so broken in the series for so long that it's just that's the part of that kind of frustrates me. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be sort of like a Jenny treatment where they just sort of like the next showrunner will come on and just completely forget she exists.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we'll ever see her again, but you can rest easy knowing she's out there somewhere saving people.
Well, we have several of those. We still have Romana that's out there and Ronnie.
Yeah, that's right. We have a few companions that are just floating around right now that are some level of existence. So I mean, she's just added on to the compendium that is. So that's always an issue. Sure. What are you guys excited to see concerning this upcoming series?
Excited to see Moffat leave.
Jeez.
No.
What is just stabbing the book and going for it?
No, I'm really kind of interested. So one thing that I noticed in the incidents for gender change.
They did,
and so like
a number of times.
Yeah, and so like whatever our upcoming season. I mean, we know Capaldi is staying for at least one more, right?
They say that he's staying, and I hope he stays. I want
to
stay on for a couple, not forever, but a couple more series. But they also kept saying that Matt Smith was on for series 8, and then kind of was. Right. Then he wasn't, but he kind of was because he was in Deep Breath making a phone call.
Right.
So I don't know if they're going to play that card again because Moffat still likes to troll people even in real life.
But I mean, I with the setting precedents for the gender change, I kind of hope that they maybe think about bringing in a girl doctor.
Well, I know Maisie Williams wants to throw her hat in and say she wants to be the next Doctor. Yeah. But I mean, as likely as that it can't be. Me can't be the Doctor because.
Well, I mean, Peter Capaldi was in previous episodes.
Unless that's what they're going to do and just say, I chose this face for this reason this time, or.
I mean, there's been precedents for people, because like Colin Baker, for instance, was a guard of some kind. I forget the episode.
I forget. Yeah, he was someone in the background.
Yeah, anyway. So there's precedents for, and of course, Amy Pond.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean, she'd be great. I mean, I think it would be a little weird that she was so prolific and then have her come
Very
back.
Very true. Like, oh, hey, we have me, and now come back, and I look like me.
And then all of a sudden, the writers have the story arc where they're like, all right, we want the Doctor to face Lady Me, because that's... the Doctor is... Okay, we can't do that. Okay, let's move on.
Exactly. That would be the issue, and that would be the problem that's going to reign through. But I'm looking forward to see that. Any type of gender change or just something big as far as a shakeup with Doctor Who would be great.
Well, and I almost feel that that's the predictable shock that he's going to go for, because this is going to be his last. When it finally airs, it's going to be his last series.
Right.
He always likes doing that traumatic shock and just leaving people with it.
That's true.
And he would be responsible for the regeneration too.
Yeah, he would be responsible for the regeneration, unless he does it in the Christmas special and then just kicks us off from there, and then write Series 10 with a different Doctor, which he better not, because I don't want to lose Capaldi yet. I'm not prepared.
Not that soon.
Yeah, I feel that he's going to have that. Personally, I like the history with it, and because I like origin stories. I like connecting with a character and growing with the character. So I would like to see. I would just like to see an equal character, even more powerful character be created. Or like, say, the Ronnie come back, or Romana come back, and just go toe-to-toe with him, kind of like the Master.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought Missy was going to be Romana. Like
I did at first. I thought so at first. But, I mean, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Now, we're going to go ahead and cut this conversation short.
Sure.
We're running out of time. So I'm already getting the finger. So I've got to go ahead and end this.
Which finger?
Oh, well, we can't show it on here, so that's why it's a problem. Okay. But once again, I want to say thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for taking time out of your day to sit down, talk to me, and indulge me in just conversation. Sure. So once again, you guys can always check us out here on YouTube at that hashtag show under Comics on TV. You can also...
It's over there.
Yeah, well, it's over. Well, we'll put it, I think, right here. Right? No? Like, right, maybe?
There.
Okay. Well, you can always check us out.
Subscribe down there. You can click that.
Exactly. You can subscribe, follow, comment. Please let us know what you guys think and what else we should talk about. And remember, every great show host has an even better sign-off. Good night, guys.